This next set of videos is me versus a doc. You can see here he's trying to camp our war camp like I do to them, but I come up behind him, I find him, I put down a turret, and here we go. So I'm dotting him up, knocking him back. Usually docs are pretty easy. This is a Chalice doc though, so he doesn't ever have to stop to channel and regen his soul essence. So I am using my knockback just to kite instead of to knock out his soul essence. This, I'm warning you, ends up being a very long kiting session. He's very good about removing hexes and keeping himself well healed. I actually looked him up on the Warhammer Online site because we had, I think, a total of 4 fights, and he can heal like crazy. He's got 3 pieces of Sentinel and 3 pieces of Dark Promise. I'm not sure what spec he is, but I imagine he's the doc healing spec. So this is a long kite, and I am going to fast forward through it, and I will put in highlighted notes using the titles, so just keep your eyes open for those.
What up, y'all? Yeah, soundtrack, what's poppin', baby? Woo! Y'all ain't know, I go by the name of Lupe Fiasco, representing that 1st and 15. Yeah, and this one right here, I dedicate this one right here to all my homies out there grinding, you know what I'm saying? Legally and illegally. You know what I'm talking about? So, check it out. First got it when he was 6, didn't know any tricks. Matter of fact, first time he got on it, he slipped. Landed on his hip and busted his lip. For a week he had to talk with a list like this. Now we can end the story right here, but shorty didn't quit, it was something in the air. Yeah, he said it was something so appealing, he couldn't fight the feeling. Something about it, he knew he couldn't doubt it, couldn't understand it. Branded, since the first kick flip he landed. Labeled a misfit, a bandit. His neighbors couldn't stand it, so he was banished to the park. Started in the morning, one stopped after dark. Yeah, when they said it's getting late in here, so I'm sorry young man, there's no skating here. So we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And away he rode, just a rebel to the world with no place to go. And so we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. So come and skate with me, just a rebel, looking for a place to be, so let's kick.
I kissed the kids at noon, then stumbled out of the room. I caught a cab, ran up a tab on 7th and Flower.
Let's kick.
Best recital I had to run. Missed my son's graduation. Punched the nipples boy for taking his seat. He gets all that ink.
My man got a little older, became a better roller. Yeah, no helmet, hell bent on killing himself, is what his mama said. But he was feeling himself, got a little more swagger in his style. Met his girlfriend, she was clapping in the crowd. Love is what was happening to him now. He said I would marry you, but I'm engaged to these aerials and varials, and I don't think this board is strong enough to carry 2. She said bow, I weigh 120 pounds. Now, let me make one thing clear, I don't need to ride yours, I got mine right here. So she took him to a spot he didn't know about, some modern apartment parking lot. She said, I don't normally take dates in here. Security came and said, I'm sorry, there's no skating here. And so they kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And the way they roll, just lovers intertwined with no place to go. And so they kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. So come and skate with me, just a rebel, looking for a place to be, so let's kick.
When you first left me, I was wanting
and
more,
push,
but you ain't that girl next door. What'd you do that for? When you first left me, I didn't know what to say. I never been on my own that way, just sat by myself all day. I was so lost back then, but with a little help from my friends, I found the light in the tunnel at the end. Now you're calling me up on the phone, so you can have a little wine and a run. It's only because you're feeling alone.
Before he knew he had a crew that wasn't no punk, and they spit fire shirts and SB dumps. They would push till they couldn't skate no more. Office building lobbies wasn't safe no more, and it wasn't like they wasn't getting chased no more. Just the freedom was better than breathing, they said. An escape route they used to escape out when things got crazy. They needed to break out their head to any place with stairs, any good grinds, the world was theirs. And they 4 wheels would take them there until the cops came and said there's no skating here, and so they kick.
Alright, so here you can see I'm at that western spot. I'm just a little bit farther forward, and I'm angling my camera around so I can see the war camp. I'm doing this today with a Shadow Warrior, or this time with a Shadow Warrior from my guild, and there's a white line hanging out. So I see that first Chosen was there, and he decided to head south of that narrow alley, and I'm running south to try to head him off at that square. So you have to make that first left fork. This is before I got comfortable with the map, and so I'm kind of OCD checking it to make sure that I'm going to the right spot to head him off. So I see that he should be right ahead, and that's the square up there. And lo and behold, there he is, along with his buddy. So he's dismounted, and I dismount his friend. I tell my Shadow Warrior to go ahead and get that guy and make sure he's snared so he doesn't get away. I'm just dotting up this, looks like a Sork. He's popped Sprint, but I'm not worried because the white line is going to finish him or snare him. Now my Shadow Warrior has snared him, putting down the dots and DPS. I want to turn around and make sure there's nobody else coming behind, and there is. So luckily I turned around, I saw him, dismounted him as far away as possible, and I start trying to DPS him. He goes right away for the white line, which makes our job as range DPS very easy. So I'm just throwing down dots. I drop a napalm in case the white line wants to sit in it, or I can sit in it, so that the Chosen has to take damage. I see more people coming. I'm always looking up the road. And I prioritize the healer. That's a Doc over there that I'm targeting. He decides to go after my friend. I get sucked in, but I'm not too worried about the damage. That Doc got rooted. We're just putting down the DPS, and the white line took care of the Magus. So there it was. A few more people came after that, but that's that spot right there where you can hide behind the building. And that's a great example of chasing people down that parallel route. Alright, so this last clip is a little trick you can use by their war camp. So if you remember an earlier clip where I looked to the right as I was running around to their south of the war camp, you'll see this little area here, and with a hop, skip, and a jump off of that pipe, you can get up onto this roof, where I am now overlooking Destro's entrance from their war camp to the zone from a very, very safe location. The problem with this spot is that they do not get RVR flagged until they're about 1 to 200 feet away from this. So you kind of have to hope that you catch Destro that are very low health coming back in, or somebody just gets themselves RVR flagged and stands there AFK. Otherwise, you're in a bit of trouble. You might find the case that some Destro want to engage you while you're up there in a very safe spot, some very unintelligent Destro. But for the most part, it's kind of a useless spot, since they just don't get flagged close enough to it. But it is kind of a cool spot to know about. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this Gaffcast. Thanks for listening. I hope I was able to help you in Prague and show you some good spots you either didn't know about or didn't value as much. If you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can email me at gaffcast@gmail.com, or you can leave me feedback on the website www.grabafriend.info/war, or you can put a post up on the Warhammer Alliance forums or shoot me a PM there. I'm usually on those forums at least once every other day. I'm excited to go delete a bunch of movie files and clean up my hard drive at last. This is Sark, heading out.